Varsity Club, welcome back. Another classic. I've been brainstorming on what type of content we should be bringing for Madden 22, and I've got an idea. Gotta warn you though, this is a difficult challenge. It's not gonna be easy, so you gotta buckle up, okay? Get ready, this one's gonna be difficult. Before we talk about what that challenge is, if you have a challenge on your own, leave me a comment down below. I wanna hear what crazy challenges you have to do in franchise mode that we can try to do. And if we take one of those and we like them, we'll put you in the video, we'll feature you, and we'll try it out. The challenge is, what if we took an undrafted player and turned him into a Hall of Famer? It's difficult, I know it's crazy, but we can do it.
But GoodGameBro, how are you going to measure if they're a Hall of Famer or not? Madden doesn't have a Hall of Fame.
I know. We don't know what position we're ultimately going to choose, but what we're essentially going to do is whatever position we choose, we'll look at the legacy board and we'll pick a player they need to rank above by the end of their career to see if we're successful or not. It's equally important as what team we go to. So we're going to choose a team right now, but before we hop into that, do me a favor, leave a like on the video, subscribe if you haven't, hit that big red button down below and the little bell beside it. Helps out a ton because we got more videos like this coming soon. All right, so I'm browsing around and trying to figure out what team do we use. We need a team with stability, a team with some holes here and there, but ultimately a good supporting cast. And as I sort of browsed around, I couldn't really find a team that really, fit that mold. But then I started to think, what if we went with a team that's more so in the NFC, a team that's built a little bit differently, and a team that has a defense that is built for the future. The team is the Washington football team. We're gonna get an undrafted player to be a Hall of Famer on that team. So the biggest thing for us is we're using a randomly generated draft class. We are here in week number 3, I believe, with Scout College players, and I'm showing you guys this is an auto-generated draft class, not one that we're manipulating, changing, or impacting in any way, shape, or form. I want this to be truly a random draft class that we impact, we find that undrafted player and make them a Hall of Famer. So in this draft class, we got a couple guys at the top, but really we're looking to see what's available down here at the end. They've got some quarterbacks out here, a couple of scramblers. They've got some halfbacks out here as well that maybe have some potential with some elusive backs. I feel like we need to ultimately find somebody with speed if we go halfback. Quarterbacks, we need somebody with maybe a hidden dev trait. We'll figure it out, but we got a good look at some of these players. Let's go ahead and see who's available coming into the season. So in year 1, our team ended up being the Dallas Cowboys in the wild card round. We go on to the next round and lose to the Green Bay Packers by 5. So now that we've set where our team ultimately is, they're in a good spot. Time to find out who that undrafted player to become a legendary Hall of Famer becomes and who he is. So to look at who Washington ended up drafting, they got a halfback, a wide receiver, a center. They drafted overall not too bad. Getting a wide receiver in the 4th round at a 72 overall, that's kind of a W. Okay, wait, I'm actually wrong. There is a Hall of Fame induction ceremony that I didn't know existed actually in Madden. So technically there is one, and we can watch our person go in there. Okay, now it's time to figure out who this player ultimately is on our side. We can look at quarterback, running back, lots of positions. Obviously Washington drafted a ton of people as well, but we can sort of look at these players, see if they have any good dev traits, if they're not terrible. Newsflash, a lot of these guys are pretty bad. So one of the first candidates we're finding here is Deontay Woodley, 90 speed, 93 acceleration, catching's high, catching traffic. His route running obviously needs a little bit of help here, but the dude's got 92 agility, jumping's okay, change of direction is pretty solid, juke move's good. This dude maybe has an injury concern, but I mean, look at his traits. He's got aggressive catch, fight for yards, on big hits, he covers the ball, predictable player, balance, penalty, tendency. We've got some potential opportunities here. Again, the injury is a concern, but for the most part, like, this guy seems pretty solid. One position I thought maybe could have worked would have been quarterback, but these dudes are literal garbage. I mean, you got 45 overall, 48 overall, 42, 50, 52. This Wyatt Austin guy, 22 years of age, is a rookie, and we kind of took a gamble at looking at him. Maybe as an option. Throw power is not bad, his deep accuracy not great, medium and short honestly aren't bad, speed's a 77, 84 acceleration. I mean, there's kind of potential. He went to Texas Tech. Maybe we find the next Patrick Mahomes. I don't know. The other big thing is he is a better sort of injury rating, and maybe going with the quarterback is easier to control than a wide receiver, right? This guy is going to be throwing the ball nonstop, where a wide receiver, it's hit or miss. We also got little Jerry O'Brien over here. 86 throw power, accuracy is kind of similar in a lot of ways. Speed is a little bit higher. 91 injury, 98 stamina. What does he got? Charismatic, scrambling style, ideal sense of pressure, ideal forcing passes, tight spiral. We're going with Jerry O'Brien. All right, so because we signed Jerry O'Brien, Fitzpatrick has got to get up out of here. Yes, he's 39 years of age. Maybe one an NFL team wants him, and we'll try to get some sort of draft pick for him. Yeah, I'm scanning through every team right now. Literally every team has him on a red. We're going to say Falcons. You know what? I doubt the Falcons have drafted a quarterback. Who do they have right now? Matt Ryan? Matt Ryan. Okay. They're not much better off. I want a 2024 7th round draft pick. Can we? No? Over the salary cap, of course. Hey, look, if Urban Meyer's still the coach, Jacksonville might want to give him up. Here we go. You can have Fitzpatrick, okay? You can have him. You don't need him.
We're all gonna die.
The regular season has ended. We were 5-12. Let's see how our guy Jerry ultimately did, though. Jerry's a 58 overall, which I think is an increase despite his morale pushing him down one. So he's technically a 59 overall. Saw some dips at him. Let's see what his actual stats look like. I need to make him a captain as well because this dude's leading our franchise. 25 passing touchdowns, 4,700 passing yards. We were probably down every game, so he was out there putting Blake Bortles like stats up, and that's actually our backup quarterback. So maybe not the best mentor. The man even ran for 146 yards. He just didn't happen to get any rushing touchdowns, but he was sacked 41 times, 18 interceptions, almost 5,000 passing yards in his rookie year. I think we're on to something. Now, earlier in the video, I talked about the legacy leaderboard as sort of being the barometer for where this guy finishes. And yes, that does matter somewhat, but there is a Hall of Fame mechanic sort of in the game. So I think ultimately we use the Hall of Fame mechanic, not the legacy leaderboard. But to me, if we're looking at this, I think anything above sort of 6,000, maybe 7,000 is probably where we want him to be for Hall of Fame worthy. But I think this guy, he's got a good start. Now, something I think is super important for the 2022 season recap. Yes, Kansas City won the Super Bowl. That's cool. Patrick Mahomes got the MVP. That's cool. Our guy Jerry O'Brien was the Offensive Rookie of the Year. That's a start to a Hall of Fame career. Hey, look, we're seeing improvement in the second season. We've got a 10-7 record. That's tied for second in our division, and the Eagles just went off. But still, 10-7 is a W, and we're in the postseason, which is equally as crazy again. Our guy Jerry's looking pretty good right now. 64 overall, okay? Little known fact, he ended up getting released by Washington with the automated stuff. Went to the Chargers. We had to trade back for him, give up a 7th and a 5th rounder, but we got him back, okay? Jerry's essentially here. So here's what we got for Jerry in season 2. 4,400 yards, so a little bit under what he had last year. Pass rank's a little bit lower. Threw for more touchdowns, less interceptions, and he was sacked less. So there's something to be happy about there. Now, his completion percentage wasn't great. Yards per attempt, not great, but still, this dude is out there slinging it. He's doing well. And on the ground, he finally got a rushing touchdown. 2 of them to be, in fact. So 138 in the ground, same exact attempts, 2 touchdowns. Progress, but not a lot. Now, our team actually won the wild card round. So in the divisional round, we're facing the Eagles, who are the top team in our division. We'll go ahead and sim that. I want to see ultimately how it plays out. We don't really have high expectations. Jerry, we've made it to the NFC Conference Championship in Jerry's second year. We got a Hall of Famer here. Let's see what he does here in this one. We're going to simulate the Conference Championship as well to see what happens with old Jerry here. Can he get to the Super Bowl in his second season? Okay, no shot. They lost by 6 to Dallas, but still not a bad way to go. We're checking to see if he made the Pro Bowl roster. Unfortunately, he did not, but still, there's hope for future seasons. Heading into year 3, Jerry's a 65 overall, still rocking the captain badge for our team. And look, I'm excited to see what he does. We check out his ratings. Throw power is looking pretty good. Deep accuracy is trash, but medium and short are coming along pretty well. His speed's 81, acceleration's an 86. This dude is getting to where we need him to be to really maybe be that guy that's the Hall of Famer in the future. For the second consecutive season, we're back in the wild card, and look, we're doing well. But we're facing a tough Seattle team that's 12-5. Our squad, though, 85 overall, not too bad. But how's Jerry doing? Yo, Jerry's had his best season by far, apparently, because his man's a 71 overall. He was a 65, so he's up +6 this year. I guess the team doing well, plus him improving has definitely helped. So if we go ahead and check out what this man has from a statistical standpoint, okay, he's going down in yards, but he's being more efficient, so you can't really be too mad at the North Dakota State product. 4,300 yards, QB rating of 108, the best that he's had by far in his career. 35 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. He's getting super efficient now. Sacked less at 36 times, 68% completion rate, and the most yards per attempt he's had in his entire career. Jerry's out there doing his thing. On the ground, a career high, 162 yards rushing, only 1 touchdown there, but still, we don't really need him to be doing that. If he's passing and being efficient, he's leading his team to the playoffs, and that's a W. Also, for the first time in his career, he got the NFC Offensive Player of the Week in Week 11 and Week 17. He hasn't really had that opportunity before, so he's showing good progress. So let's see what young Jerry can do in the postseason again. Facing a tough Seattle team, we'll see if he can go ahead and get back to the NFC Conference title like he did last season. No, we lost by 3. So Jerry, he's packing his bags. It's the end of the year for him. The record in season 4 wasn't exactly the best that we've seen, but still there's progress. 9-8 in the year. We're second in the division. We're facing the division leader, the New York Giants. Can we beat them? Let's first check out and see how Jerry did. Jerry now with a +1 morale boost is a 73, so truly a 72 overall. His ratings, again, though power hasn't really changed, but medium accuracy and short accuracy are incredible. Deep, not really so much, but still injuries going up as well. I'm happy to see where Jerry is right now, but can he keep this going? Let's see what his stats would look like here in his 4th year. 4,700 yards, getting back to true form, getting the most yards he's ever had in his career. Most passing touchdowns, interceptions are pretty much where he's been the last 2 or 3 seasons as well. QB rating was again high, second highest of his career. Sacked 38 times. Completion percentage has been pretty much money. I mean, Jerry's out there doing his thing. 131 on the ground, no touchdowns. Okay, we don't really care about that, but the dude was having a really good year again. So with the postseason here against the Giants, can he beat the division leader to move on to the playoffs? Last year he went home in game 1. He's also going home in a blowout, 37-19 yet again. An early off season for Jerry. He better get with it. We've had a couple of struggling years. We finally got back to form. 12-5 and the top of the division. But again, let's see in year 5 how Jerry did. Another great year, 77 overall, +3 overall for his attribute boost. The ratings again, no power is not really changing. Deep accuracy finally went up a little bit. Medium and short though are some of the best in the league at the moment. Under pressure is looking good. Break sack is high. Injury still looking pretty solid as well. Jerry's definitely progressing. But again, let's see what the stats will look like in his 5th year. 4,200 yards. He's thrown for 4,000 yards every season. QB rating drops significantly. You're seeing his touchdowns go down a couple. Interceptions are about the same. Sacks are getting a little bit better. Completion percentage though has gotten to be the lowest since his 2nd year in the league. Rushing the ball again, not really his strong suit, but 150 on the ground with 2 rushing touchdowns. Production's there. It's just, can he finally win the big game or at least get there? So again, we lost to the Giants last year in the postseason. What happens this season as Jerry tries to battle back with a hopefully better team? They end up moving on. They end up beating them 31-15. Now they're facing Tampa Bay. Tom Brady is long gone now as we're significantly in the future. Can we beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to advance to the NFC Conference title game for the 2nd time in Jerry's career? They do just that. So now it's the 12-5 Carolina Panthers. Christian McCaffrey still there, had a pretty solid year of 1,400 yards, 13 rushing touchdowns, 5 yards per carry. This is big. Jerry's first opportunity to go to the Super Bowl. Can he and the Washington football team get it done against Carolina? They actually do. They won 31-21. They're going to the big game. They'll be facing the 9-8 Indiana Colts. Can Jerry and company win the big game? We're going to watch it in Super Sim and see how they do. So Jerry and company are ready to get things going. They're coming out of the tunnel and they're hyped. Can an undrafted, unproven rookie come out here and dominate in his 5th year? It's going to be a big game. Let's see how he does. So we're going ahead and see how they ultimately do. Indianapolis has the football. They can't really do anything. No one's really scoring, but Washington gets on the board with 3 points. 2nd quarter is getting here close to halftime. Now Indianapolis goes up 7. Now Indy goes up 14-3, 14-10. Washington answers back. They now get the lead 17-14. Indianapolis is back. We're going into the 4th quarter and things are getting crazy. We're going to see what they can ultimately do here. Indianapolis is now having the lead 27-24 with 3 minutes and some change left. Washington has some time left, but can Jerry overcome the massive hurdles in this game? Washington's driving. They're trying to see what they can do here. Time's running out. They're going to get the lead. They tie. They go to overtime. Indianapolis scores in overtime to take the lead 34-31. Jerry, Ron Rivera, they were close. They couldn't get it done. How season 5 ended for Jerry isn't exactly the way that he wanted it to go. We'll see in the next episode what he can do for the last part of his career. Can he become a Hall of Famer? Can he win the Super Bowl? Can he lead Washington to that prize trophy they've been searching for a very long time? Be safe, be smart, tell somebody you love them. Catch you guys in the next one.